Hey Pisces, welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. So this is your August monthly reading, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Please subscribe so you know when new videos go live. If you are a return subby, I always appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting me and this channel. It really means a lot. So I'm going to be pulling one oracle card or however many come out because some signs are beginning to from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck, and then gonna look at the energy around money, career, love, communication, things that you just need to be aware of for the month, and then a card for each week of August. Okay, so let's see what's going on this week. I'm filming this on the 28th, so I don't know the exact day, but I know Jupiter's retrograding back into Aquarius. So there's been a lot of, you know, energy shifting, and Jupiter is moving out of your sign Pisces back into Aquarius, who is the visionary, the star, the humanitarian, the star of the tarot deck. I'm sorry, not of the zodiac. I think people would be pissed if I say that. But Pisces, a lot of deep subconscious work and really, you know, working through a lot of things. And then Jupiter, you know, this is retrograding into Aquarius, kind of has this little bit of a rebellious streak, but it's for the greater good. So we could be seeing things on kind of a greater scale of people pushing back. I think we've already seen a little bit of that with some of the Olympic stuff. But now on a personal note, things that you want to get started or ideas or concepts or, you know, whatever you've been drawn to do, this is the time to put action behind it, because to be very fair, what you do now sets the tone for the rest of the year. Okay, so let's get it going. What is the energy for Pisces for August? Oh, right out of the gate. Perseverance. Talking about the Olympics, I had to persevere. So perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Now, I love this card. It's this really beautiful purple, and it reminds me of the crown chakra, right? So, or, yeah, crown chakra? Correct? No, I'm sorry. Third eye. Oh my goodness. Forgive me. Jesus. That's like a magenta for the crown chakra. My God, if I can get my shit together, we'll be okay. So perseverance, I think for a lot of you this month, this is all about having a positive mindset. And I know a lot of you are like, nah, no shit, you know, but to be very fair, Pisces, it's easy to get back into the doldrums of the negativity and the why you can't and what's holding you back. And there's so much that I can't do right now. Okay, well, what can you do? So it is a shift in perspective. And I think for a lot of signs that we all as a collective need to start putting action behind a lot of our great ideas and our desires and our goals. And now there's really no excuse anymore. So Pisces for August, you know, you have this energy of, you know, Leo, you know, and to put some gas behind the ideas that you guys have and the desires and the goals that you want to achieve. Because like I said, with Jupiter back in Aquarius, this is the time to start putting things in motion. As you know, Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth and luck and fortune. So if not now, when? Okay? And this is also about not giving up, Pisces. You might hit a couple roadblocks or obstacles, but they're really, you know, putting you in a better position, protection, trust yourself. So let's see what's going on with you, Pisces, for money, career, love, communication. I always want to just say comms instead of communication, so I kind of like cut myself off. I'm in a communication role, so I always say comms. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we got the Hanging Man or the Hanged Man. So this is very much about things might feel a little stagnant at the moment, right? And this could be lingering energy that we've been, sorry, Pisces. Sorry, you went sideways on me. I have to watch my feet underneath my table because it hits my light and it just, everything goes to the side. Things might be in a little bit of a standstill right now, because I think for some of you, you may not know the direction that you want to go in, and that's okay. That happens to the best of us. This is about having a different perspective, right? The Hanging Man is all about enlightenment and having a different view of things. So if you can see that this person is kind of hanging by one foot, but not struggling, it's almost like this like comfortable swing where they're just like kind of like thinking, right? And the Hanging Man is about trying to determine what are the things that you really want to achieve and do, okay? And a lot of times that's a loaded question. So for many of you, you're like, well, I don't know. I like to do a lot of things. And Pisces, because you get in your kind of your emotions and your deep subconscious, it's like you kind of get stuck there. You can get stuck there. So this is maybe starting in all intents and purposes so you can be a little bit more proactive. What don't you want to do? Okay, start with that. That's a really powerful thing, knowing what you do not want to do. Meaning where you want to live, who you want to be in a relationship with, the relationships, the platonic and family relationships, the familiar relationships that you want to continue to have and grow and prosper in your life. You know, the job that you're at, the role, is it the right thing? Is it sing to you? Are you able to be creative? Are you valued? Do you even love what you do, right? And if not, what? For a lot of you, I think the biggest thing, if you get stuck and you're kind of racking your brain, I would say get near or be in water in some way, shape, or form. And that might help you kind of just relax, and maybe things will just start to naturally flow to you. But water is really important. Obviously, you're a water sign. But for some people, that's a really great way to meditate, calm themselves down, and to ground their energy. Okay? So for your money, we have the World card. Really amazing energy. The World card is a huge milestone coming to an end. Anytime there's an ending, there's a new beginning. And the World card, when in regards to money, is that you're starting to see things that you've done or decisions you've made in the past, in the distant or recent past. Things are starting to come to fruition. Things are starting to manifest. It's almost getting to the point where you feel like comfortable that you can harvest something, where maybe you're getting a return on your investment. You're bought property and you're starting to see that, you're able to pay the loan down a lot quicker than you anticipated. Or this can be, an investment account that you're starting to see growing really consistently, that you're being very proactive. This is the green light that if there's a purchase that you need to make that is an absolute need, this is the green light. I would be a little careful when it comes to the wants, because sometimes that's just an emotionally fulfilling thing and not something that you absolutely need, and then you kind of go back and forth with it. So, and I know it's not like Mercury retrograde, but still sometimes there's certain things that we have no issue, and I say we because I have Pisces in my moon, that we have no issue spending money on. It's like, oh my God, no, I need this. I'm not going to be able to move forward without it. And then versus ooh, I don't think I can spend that much money, and it's not that much. And it's like an emotional, battle. But with the World card, there is some significant things happening. Like, many of you could be making a very big purchase, like a home, or even looking at buying a new vehicle or trading it in, refinancing. For some of you, it is really contemplating moving. There could be some pretty big expenses, but there are also things that are going to set you up better in the future. And and you need to go based on your gut on those things. Like, if you feel or drawn that you need to do it, then that's the push. Okay. Career, you got the Temperance card, which is ruled by Sag. Temperance, first and foremost, this is about kind of a big realization and awakening, becoming more aware. A lot of it can be health and wellness. For some of you, this is, I'm going to say many of you probably watching this could be in the medical field, meaning that you could be a nurse or a doctor or a practitioner, pharmacist, in pharmaceuticals, somebody that is maybe on the front line, like an EMT or firefighter, police officer. Health and wellness. And so for a lot of you, this is a reminder to make sure that you are in a balanced state, that you are taking care of yourself, that you putting your mental health as a priority. Career-wise, this could be where you are looking into one of those fields. It could be technology, but it's based in that medical type of industry, or it could be cosmetic or things like that. So all I can tell you is that career-wise, I do feel like there is a need to remind you that you need to stay balanced, mind, body, and soul, because things could tip very quickly. There's a lot of things moving and changing, and if you're not taking care of yourself, you're going to be the one that's suffering the most. So take care, and I don't know why they keep saying your heart, like make sure you're getting maybe enough like cardio in, and like even just brief walks so you can just make sure that you're feeling good. Even if it's something light and brisk, like just be consistent with that. Page of Wands. So we got that for romance, you know, relationships. Page of Wands. I feel like, okay, Page of Wands is usually, you know, having this type of, you know, carefree approach. Most of the page energy is that way because it's kind of this young, naive type of like approach to romance and love. But the Page of Wands is also about looking for something that inspires you, right? And it's like you could meet somebody by doing that. So let's say that you get inspired by like music or art. Maybe you go to a museum or a concert and you might see somebody that like sparks your interest and you kind of just have this instant connection. It can be something like that. For singles, I would say this is the time to get out there. If you feel like, if you've been pushed to like be out in nature, go on a walk, or like go see like a certain like, I don't know, place, or you've been really drawn to go visit somewhere, that could be an indication, because it's like something that you're inspired to do, excited to do, kind of like going on this little adventure and taking things for what they are, and you really could meet somebody very exciting and who's on the same page and wavelength as you. I would say don't take this as a completely serious relationship out of the gate. If that is the case, get to know someone, and that you don't need cards to tell you that, like, you know, but some people, unfortunately, it has to be said out loud. So, this can also be like physical activity for a lot of you. Like you might meet somebody at a gym, or you might meet somebody like where you're out hiking or working out or being outside, kind of moving your body, dancing. But it's like this fun type of activity that like you just are kind of, the endorphins are just running, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, hi, you're looking at me like longer than I thought you would. So it's having that kind of just spontaneous type of approach, right? So the biggest thing, if you guys are coupled relationships, I would say as a unit, you guys need to kind of do things as like you once did when you're dating, kind of rekindle that romance. Be a little bit more adventurous. Go out and do something. Go out on a date in the middle of the day. I know that sounds crazy, but for some of you, it's just like going out to lunch, or, you know, having a little bit of a, setting up a date or doing something fun. But as a couple, you kind of have lost like, you know, that steam, and it's like you have to learn how to date each other, right? Or else you just end up being married to your friend. And not that that's a bad thing, but it's like there's other parts of a relationship than just being friends. So I think as couples, like this is kind of that spark, like you need to put it back into your relationship. And this can be like going to a sporting event. Like I feel like for couples or singles, but especially singles, like a sporting event, that's another thing too. Okay, so for communication, we got the 7, I'm sorry, wait, where am I at? Okay, communication, 7 of Wands. Sorry, I'm all over the place. 7 of Wands. So this is, this month, Pisces, this is about, how do I say this nicely? This is about not getting overly emotional when you have to stand up for yourself communication-wise. Pisces, you're known for being a little bit more sensitive. That's nothing wrong with that. It shows your vulnerable side, and that's really a lot of compassion and love for other people, but sometimes people hurt your feelings because they say things or do things and you're like, oh my God, too harsh. So for many of you, this is taking a stand for yourself. This is standing up for yourself. This is verbalizing that and not letting anybody run over you. And I think you're going to shock quite a few people, because sometimes when you have somebody who's a little bit more passive in personality and holds a lot in and tends to be kind of a yes person, they like to accommodate people because that is who they are. And then all of a sudden they stop and they put up healthy boundaries, which is what this is, putting up healthy boundaries. People tend to like react like, oh, you've changed. What's wrong with you? Nothing. I am standing up for myself because you treat me like a doormat. Pisces, this month is the time, channel all that Leo energy and say, look, if you don't treat me with respect, guess what? You can F off, step to the left. You don't have to say it like that, but you can figure out a way in your own way to stand up for yourself. Do that, Pisces. Don't let anyone run over you this month. No, no, no. First week, we got 4 of Swords right under this World card, under the money. So I think for a lot of you, a lot of changes, a lot of things coming to an end, a lot of completions in certain parts of your life. Four of Swords is listening to your body, taking that well-needed rest, Pisces. For a lot of you, you guys kind of push a lot of stuff down and you let your emotions kind of just like, you know, they're just very fluid. So this can be meditating, resting, taking breaks, a nap, doing whatever kind of just calms you down. But it's really important this month, Pisces, because I think you're going to be pushed out of your comfort zone a little, and your emotions might kind of be all over the place. And so you need to learn how to center your energy this month, or continue to do that. Second week, we got Six of Wands right underneath the Temperance card. So I do feel like career-wise, even though you need to learn to have balance, and you need to keep that in mind, you're going to be very confident this month. You're going to be, you know, rolling in very much like, I know what I'm doing. You're looked at as a leader, as an expert. People are going to be coming to you for advice or feedback. So again, this in a way with the Temperance is just reminding you, don't take on everyone's stuff. You can certainly help and be listening and help, and even maybe put some advice or action into play for someone, but ultimately it's not your thing. So don't take so much on that you get off kilter, okay? And that's where this Temperance card, this balance is. It's like learning to give and take. Like it's the give and take. It's learning to let people do their own thing and also helping, but to a degree, not taking on their emotional baggage. Third week, we got Page of Swords right under the Page of Wands. Page of Swords is notorious energy for spying on social media. Someone might be doing that. Maybe you or somebody that is interested in you. If you've hit it off with somebody, or you're like somebody and you want to kind of know what they're doing. I feel like this month, Pisces, you're not doing anything necessarily right away, but you are looking, collecting information, feeling your way through it, and then you might do something. But the Page of Swords is leveraging technology. Maybe for some of you, it is like, you know, not only researching about the person, but it's also trying to figure out like what do they like? What do I like? What are our things that we have in common? You know, but the Page of Swords is leveraging, you know, social media a lot of the times to figure out kind of like how to best position yourself. So there's nothing wrong with that, Pisces. Just don't get too down the rabbit hole. It's my opinion. Fourth week, you got the Strength card right under that Seven of Wands. This is very fitting because we talked about you really standing up for yourself. This kind of list, you know, even communication wise, kind of putting your foot down and saying, look, I'm not going to be treated this way. I'm not going to be spoken to this way. I'm not a doormat. I add value. I just communicate differently than you, and that's okay. That takes a lot of courage and strength to do that. Obviously, we're in Leo season. Leo rules the Strength card, but this is about taming that fear within, Pisces. And I think what's happened is that this perseverance, like, it's taken you a lot to get to this point, but let me tell you something. When you push back and that courage comes out, people are going to look at you differently, rightfully so, right? But this is taming that fear and saying, no, I'm not going to just bend because people say. I'm a person too. I have a voice. I have opinions. I have, you know, thoughts that would be very helpful to others, maybe to a scenario at work. You are going to also respect my time and my voice, period. So this is a huge energy for you, ending very strong this month, ending very courageous and good for you, Pisces, because it's about damn time. You're very much like the hidden secret to me in the zodiac. Like, you are so powerful. You are so intuitive. Don't let anyone rock you. Like, you have way more to bring to the table than people think. So start to show that, right? Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Please follow me on this channel, subscribe, TikTok and Instagram, because I post there quite a bit, and I will see you guys very soon.